Okay. I think just I make a brief about Indonesian forestry, especially in Java. Because from I think this from Mr. Naga, he wants us to listen about the history of forest deforestation in Java Island and then how to overcome. And in here, because we have two people, and then I will present a brief information about the degradations and the overcome we will explain by my friends. Okay. As we know, Indonesia has the third large tropical forest after Brazil and Democratic Congo. We can deny this. And then Indonesian forest has 70% of bird species, 16% reptiles and fauna, amphibians and mammals and plants in the world. So this is like a huge diversity. But we have problems about the deforestation. This is occur in all Indonesian area, not in specific area like in Java. But from some research that show almost every year our forests lost almost 1 million a year. So you can imagine how big it is, and then what impact in future. I will explain about the history in management for overall. As you know, Indonesians were before we get our independence, we was a Dutch colony, and then in years our forests start to be cultivated, and then they use. But at the time, most of our forest is governed by customary law, and then colonial period until 1644, the first for construction, city buildings, clearance for agriculture. The main is for like constructions, because at the time the Dutch need more wood for World War II. So you can imagine they made more like portrait, sheep, and everything. The third is 45 until 70. This our government implemented forest and land rehabilitation programs. At this time, Indonesian governments issuing about to harvesting the forest for like private company. So that's why in the end they use land rehabilitation program. And then 60 until 98, where Indonesians like have big problem in deforestation, and then this is a really serious problem. But the new government will seek to improve the national economy. So at the time, they won't use forest for gain Indonesian economy, and then issuing lodging license to entrepreneurs. In this is they use in most in Java forest. And then from 1969 until now, the increasing case of encroachment of forest areas. In here, as we know, many people live around the forest. They bring their life in the forest. So that's why more conflict in management between government and people surround the forest. The Japan's forest characteristics here, as you know, Japan Island is more populated peoples in Indonesia. Almost 60% Indonesian people live in Java. You can imagine small islands lived by huge number of people, and then you can imagine also they will convert land for housing and everything. And then because people need to live, they use land for like agriculture, settlement, industrial mining, and everything. So in the end, the main issue is social problems. This is forest regulations in Java. First is Javan forest has limited resource. Not mean like they have full research, but they have a lot of research. But if converted to divided with peoples, that is more or less. And then, as I mentioned before, Java is populated peoples. There is almost 120 million, and then also in Java is August. Short story, the forest of Java has gradually diminished exploitation and conservation. And then the nature of Java has been a mix of three species. In here also there is luxury species, and the sixth is home of many villagers that I mentioned before. And then this is the problem that I can advance step-based, commit-based, and then they use in collaborative, and then this one the scheme now. I think this part will be explained by my friend, because this is his area, and then I'm only in conservation, so this is my friend.
Thank you very much, Amri. For that, I'm sorry, my English is not too good, so if not clear, you can ask or you try to apa? Sorry, I need to I am work in Perhutani. Perhutani is state-owned forest enterprise in Indonesia. They have area in Java Island, especially in West Java, Middle Java, and East Java. Total area state area in Java Island is about 3 million hectares. Perhutani takes about 90% of total area forest in Java. The Perhutani tree is teak, pine, mahogany. This is the in forest manage this area. Perhutani collaborate with people. The system called PHBM in Indonesia, pengelolaan hutan bersama masyarakat or joint community forest. Is a system of forest resource management that is jointly conducted by Perhutani and forest communities or stakeholders, motivated by desire for sharing to achieve sustainability on function and benefit of forest resource. So we give community share responsibility and share income. So they attract to join with our manage. This is the scheme of PHBM that's applied in perhutani area. This is perhutani. LMDA is forest organization in the village. The sharing input is sharing in role, responsibility, and financial capital. The scope of activities in that area, they can participate in technical forestry activities, they can agroforestry, they can make a tourism in the outside area, private forest, agribusiness, and small business. All the achieve is like this. This is the the BPH is wilayah pangkuan hutan. So area forest area perhutani divided into wilayah pangkuan hutan or village forest to each forest in the forest in the each area in village. So each village in each village in near the forest have an area that he have right in there to collaborate. Forest village, something like this. The type of this cooperation is can make many type of cooperation. I will give you one example, the type of PHBM. You can see this. Ada suaranya enggak? Ada suaranya ya? This is the one of the type of PHBM. It's called Magresari. The people live in the forest, inside the forest. Ada suaranya ya? This is perhutani KPH Kediri in East Java. This is the villagers. They take a ration from perhutani. This is Reok Ponorogo in Kediri. Is the I think that's enough. Sorry, my only short presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. And I will invite the questions. Do you have a question? The degradation is caused by the social problem mainly, and then the cooperation with the enterprise and the local people, local community is one of the solutions for the overcoming. But in your presentation,
Tapi gak jelas.
Okay, you said the sharing input is role, responsibility, financial, but the community people provide the financial.
They can too if they want.
Oh,
But if they have financial capital, the proportion of the sharing different with the community which don't have financial capital. like that.
Not only responsible over the work, but they provide the financial.
Yes.
Oh. Any other questions? Don't you? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, today's final speaker is Yi, from the Nanjing Forest University. Yeah.
Shizuoka Forest in China as a conclusion. First, I will introduce the present situation and the characteristics of China's forestry. Data comes from the ninth National Forest Reserve inventory. It began in 2009 and at the end of 2014. It's about international recognition named the Forest Reserve Continuous Investigation Method. The investigation shows that the forest resources in China have a great trend of continuous increase in quantity, steady improvement in quality. The change of forest resource have the following main characteristics. Sustained growth in the total amount of forest, continuous improvement on the quality of the forest, steadily increase of nature forest, and rapid development of artificial forest. Next, I will introduce the 3 largest forest areas in China. This is a map of China, which includes 3 largest forest areas. The first largest area is northeast forest. It is China's timber production base and is dominated by coniferous forest. Second one is southwest forest. The even green broadleaf forest is major. However, the traffic is not continuous, so it is not conduct with management of forest. The third one is southeast forest. It is dominated by broadleaf forest and planted forest. The northeast forest is distributed in land in the eastern India and Hanbai Mountains. It is the largest national forest area and one of the main temple spots. Meanwhile, it has a higher level of mechanization of operation. However, the area of forest land is reducing and the quality of wood diameter. The forest area has decreased in the picture in northeast forest tree. The tree lies west in ground.
Do you know the species name of this conifer?
Pine. Southeast forest. It owns various kinds of trees, such as Ocarina pine or fir. The forest is natural weather. resource management level is relatively low. This is inland original forest. Soil one is southwest forest. It includes south of Qinling and Huaihao River, east of Yinghui Plain. The plantation and economic forest account for larger population. The distribution of forest resources is uniform. The third one I will introduce is the Shizuoka forest in China. It is defined as national forest and planting forests that are used to store and water, wind and sand, water conservation, climate change, and pollution. There are four main Shizuoka forests in China. The last three most short-lived system. It is used to prevent the northern wind and sand damage and reduce soil erosion. And the Shizuoka forest on the middle and upper reaches of the Yangtze River. It is used to prevent water and soil erosion on both sides of the river. China's forest resources have entered a period of steady development of quality growth and quality improvement. But in China, the forest resources related insufficiency. The condition of uneven distribution is still not yet the fundamental change. And the forestry development is also facing pressure and challenges.
Question? Yeah, please.
These proposals, I hope I can deliver to you with well. My topic is spatial patterns analysis and food preference between agar wallaby and deer in Savannah, Kenya, Washoe National Park. Mainly, my topic is habitat selection, in which how the two animals use their habitat, and then in order how they use the habitat for fooding, for the shelters. So in here, I want to see, because in big savanna there is two kind of animals, wildlife in here. So I hope in my research find something different, because in my abstract that I said, species that use same research in one area will completely exclude each other. So I hope we'll find like competitions. Although in field, these two species not compete each other, but in the real field there is like invasive species, and I want to see how the other factors impact their habitats. So this will will affect their habitat selections. And then furthermore, for the objective, my research is to recommend and then give suggestions to the management of Washoe National Park. So in years, this is a new research, so I think I need maybe from friends suggestions, maybe for who knows more about GIS. I really appreciate if you can give me more suggestions. And then for friends who knows or familiar with our analysis, also I really appreciate if you can share anything with me. So because to analyze, I use R, that's especially for spatial co-occurrence. So in this case, I want to see distributions, wallaby and deers, where they can spot it in savanna. So in this package, also I can see the distributions and then the mapping also. That's why I asked you for who have GIS experts or maybe more deeply in GIS. I really appreciate for your suggestions. Thank you.
Identification of pathogenic and endophytic fungal populations. Okay, so I'll break that down. There's probably a lot of jargon. Pathogenic means cause disease. Endophytic means fungi that live inside of needles of tree or leaves of trees. And so what I did is collected needles from trees from different study sites. I put them on a growth media, potato dextrose, agar, to let them grow, isolated, and then used Sanger sequencing to determine the species that were present inside the needles. The last time anyone had done this was 1978, and they used very old methods. I used new methods, more modern methods to figure out what's there. We found, let's see.
Superior product of Perhutani research from restoration program of silviculture in 1998. This product have a very special character that's different with the tick of the I repeat, the growth of JPP Perhutani, in order to manage his forest, need a reference is a stand table. Until now, Perhutani use a wolfing table, stand table to as a reference in planning, maintaining in every okay, because now Perhutani start to plan the JPP, they need to make a new stand table because the WVW is different with the growth of JPP. So they must develop a new stand table. The objective of the study is to arrange and predict the properly yielded table of the average dominant tree of JPP in the KPH Madiun. And the study site, it will be in KPH Madiun, Perhutani East Java Regional Division. The sample is from JPP permanent compartment were determined by the selection of 30 dominant JPP trees which have equality and resistance, which include variations in age range 6 until 40 years. The number above is determined by considering the requirement of the normal distribution form. This study only measured the dominant tree as GPP is basically a product that has excellent productivity. It can be seen from the height and diameter growth. This is the parameter that we measure to develop a stand table. There is a diameter of the tree, dBH, crown, and the height total of the tree, and free branch height of total. This is the plots that we use. Consists of three rows of JPP plantation. In each compartment we make 30 plots, and the total compartment that we observe is about 100 compartments. The analysis of the data, we use a regression analysis. We use a non-linear regression with the proposed growth model of Fourier and top height and set index. We use growth model from Schumacher, Gompert, Ludwigkopf, and Hosfeld for Bill Amatis. From these four growth model, we will choose one that have the best model based on which has a high error square and has the smallest of standard error of estimation. From the best growth model, then we use to develop a stand table, and the result, the design of stand table like this one is still no number because the stand table is not yet already. This is the study framework. The study is start from 2012 until now. I think that's enough. Thank you for your attention.
From my thesis with our students and lecturers. My topic is applied interest and remote sensing in building the model of deforestation and forest degradation supervising in Điện Biên province, Vietnam. And to conduct this thesis, I have to use Landsat 8 with speculation is 30 meter, and we also use some documented from the governance and investigations. And then we have some research that so about the current status of Điện Biên forest. So you can see the total is decreasing, and now is increasing and then decrease. And natural forest, the rate between natural forest and planted forest is very different. Natural forest account a great percentage in the total areas of forest. And to supervise the change of forest area because of deforestation and forestation, and how to identify which is deforestation place or forest degradation places. Finally, we got a process to identify it, and the process includes three stages. First is data collection and data analyzing and calculating NDVI and NBR, and then we will identify the forest change is degradation or deforestation based on the rule that I calculate here. And you can see it depends on the index that we use. For NDVI is normalized different vegetation index, and NBR is normalized burn rate. And from 0.052 to 0.074 is forest degradation if we use NDVI index, and is from 0.011 to 0.018 if we use NBR is for degradation, and we can use this. And we also figure out some problems, the causes that makes this place here to deforestation and forest degradation because of the backwards cultivation method of local people. They use they burn a lot of forest. That's why we lost forest. And
about 20 Celsius and not eastern Thailand have a rainfall to 1,200 to 2,000 millimeter per year. South Thailand have a rainfall 2,000 to 4,000 millimeter per year. Temperature 28 Celsius and in Africa in Thailand have Udiso soil very more the topography highlight about more than 1,000 meter, and for forest fire highlight less for area forest fire have deciduous and mixed deciduous forest. Forest classified in Thailand distribution of forest ecosystem in Thailand from hotline to top of the mountain. Forest in Thailand two group deciduous forest have four types and evergreen forest 7 types. One deciduous forest distribution for
Rhizophoracea and Viviparous seed type, and soil is mud and sediment, lack of oxygen. And this picture in mangrove forest. Next is peatwad forest. This forest is permanent wetland and there are water resources from rainfall. Have peat soil and pH around 3 to 5. And this is dominant tree species. Next is beach forest. This forest located along the seashore. Have sandy soil, influence from salt clay. Dominant tree is casuarina. Beach forest. Next, moist evergreen forest. Distribution less than 2,000 millimeter per year. Dominant tree is Shizuoka. This next is a picture of dominant tree.